Go for it.
Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
This week, we're doing Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2 continues the story of Joel and Ellie and introduces new characters.
It's a revenge game that takes you from Seattle to California. Get ready for one wild ride.
For sure, man. This game, I can't even. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Sure is.
It's phenomenal.
It makes you cry if you've played the first game, which I'm hoping you would have.
Yeah.
Gives you goosebumps. Gives you scares.
It is a perfect sequel to an already amazing game, and it delivers in spades above it. This story that they produce within this game, it has by far the richest characters I've ever been introduced to in any platform, maybe.
Yeah, 100%.
And the story itself it may drag a little, but it never gets completely boring.
It's all invested time, I think.
Yeah, it is. And it's an important story to tell. I think that you learn a lot of lessons from The Last of Us Part 2. And the stories that are told with the characters, we're trying to keep it as general here as we can.
Without any spoilers.
We don't want to spoil anything. Because it really is a game that it lives and dies on playing it.
And you need to play it.
Yeah, it really is a game that lives and dies on playing it. And the gameplay within this game is phenomenal. It can get stale at times, but that's very rarely, and it's not to the detriment of the story, which is the most important part of the actual game. And
saying that,
yeah,
it is a big game.
It's huge.
Very big game. I finished it in 22 and a half hours.
I didn't even get to finish it. I had to watch the rest of the cutscenes.
We had deadlines. But you can spend at least 30 hours plus.
Easy.
Playing this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I want to know how you felt coming over that first ridge and seeing Jackson.
Mate, it was the first game where I actually didn't pause it. I just dropped my controller, picked my phone up, and filmed it just so I could show my mates. And I said, look at this. How good does it look?
It is absolutely gorgeous.
And they still have no idea because I haven't played it yet.
Fools.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The game is magnificent when it comes to how it looks. And the intricacy with the details of the characters and how they move within the world, how the world reacts to them, is
phenomenal.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's next generation stuff. Yeah.
And then they keep that level of perfection for 30 hours. For 30, I don't think there's any game, maybe the only game that I'd put it up against because I have a thing for it is God of War. But it doesn't even, story-wise, it doesn't even hold up. God of War is okay, but Last of Us is so much more rich as a story and so much more thematically rich.
Oh, like you said, you can learn a lot of life lessons in this.
Yeah, a lot.
And a lot of it has a lot of relation to what's happening today.
There is a lot of, and it's not only that, a lot of relations what's happening today within the game and within the criticism and backlash that it's actually getting. I think a lot of people are following the herd on this game. I don't want to be that guy to say that and put somebody in detriment to how they feel about their thoughts on the art.
If they've played it.
If they've played it, that's true. If you haven't played it, you should not be commenting on this game. But it is a game that everyone should have a playthrough. Even if you take it slow and take your time, we had to rush through it, which I don't recommend. I actually recommend taking your time.
You need to cherish pretty much every single bit of detail because this is like the swan song of the PS4.
It really is. This is the last hurrah of this system, and it's the deserved hurrah because
it did.
It's not going to get much better than this. I don't think.
And it's a real shame that people are review bombing this because I know for a fact out of all those people that have given this thing a 0 score, I can guarantee at least 50% haven't played it. Because it just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And the people that are review bombing this game, I don't think they completely understand the reasoning why you do certain things in the game, the reasoning why there's choices made that are not commonly made in video games like this.
Yeah.
And
like, even if you have played it and you have given it a score, that's fine. But if you're there and you've just played it up to the first,
little part, certain part of the game,
and given up, then I think you've just wasted.
You really wasted your time. Because
it gets better.
There's another thing that I feel like has been going around with the criticism, which is that the game makes you feel uncomfortable. It does, but nowhere near what people are giving it out to be. The uncomfort is no more than watching a bad horror movie or a shock film. So I don't think it's any more than that, honestly. If you got a stomach for gore, this game will be fine. You can take it. It's violent, there's no doubt about it, but you can take it.
It's not like it's an early Peter Jackson film.
No, not at all. No. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say it is violent, but we have to remember it's the world that these guys live in.
Exactly.
And every action has a reaction. Doesn't matter how good you are. There's always something there around the corner that can get you in the bat.
It's true. And, oh man, do you just watch these characters go down rabbit holes that are just so incorrect for life? Like, you should not be put... I don't know how the human body can take this much beating. Like, obviously it's a video game, but wow. Like, these characters get destroyed in moments.
Pretty much,
Absolutely destroyed.
We don't want to give too much away.
No, but you can say like things like they fall through buildings, they go raft, all these things that happen to them that they get tossed and turned and beat up. And
that's one thing with the buildings is when you do play other games, every single level has the same skin. This game, it's like no wonder they spent 6-7 years making this thing.
It's
every single room, every single level is different.
The art conceptual design is fantastic. It's ridiculous.
The
it's
lighting,
out of this world.
Everything. You know, if you even shine a light on a door and the door's brown, it'll reflect brown.
Yeah,
it's insane.
The attention to detail is crazy. Entering rooms with trinkets, you find little objects from the developers, other games. You find
from the past game.
Yeah, well, you find homages that they have within the game, within like the ideas behind it. They reference Jurassic Park, No Country for Old Men, Uncharted. They reference so many things that made big impacts within the story of this game, and the choices. And there's
certain moments in this where if you don't get goosebumps,
I cried.
Or anything like that. There's a lot of moments in this, especially as a father-daughter relationship. Then there's something wrong with you because
I don't even have a kid, and I was feeling it.
This is an amazing game, and I do not understand why
there's the criticism.
The criticism. Look, but then again, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But yeah, if you're believing the scores, the low scores, and haven't played it, do yourself a favor.
Don't do that. Yeah, play it.
Play it. Make your own decision.
This is a game that it is an experience. It is set for you to emote to. You're supposed to feel, and you're supposed to learn from it. And it's like any of the best art pieces that you can get on the market these days that are available. You're not going to get better than Last of Us Part 2.
No way.
No. I want to just quickly dive into it because I know we don't have much time, but the music and the sound in this game is
phenomenal.
It's crazy. Every time you have a moment within this game that is music or sound based, you are immersed.
Yeah, and it just gels every scene together.
Yeah.
Especially, I can just mention there's one part inside a spaceship.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't get me going, man.
It is. I've got goosebumps. It is amazing.
It is, yeah.
This is just... I still can't believe people give this a 0.
I don't get it either.
It doesn't make sense.
They need to get checked.
Neil Druckmann, the team at Naughty Dog...
And they've knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And they deserve more praise than they're getting at the moment.
I feel so sorry for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, the sound is... It's like Hans Zimmer-esque, some parts.
Yeah. And
it's
not only
very
that,
moving.
But even the sound effects, whenever you hit an armory table, the sound of a gun being unbarreled, unbolted, and the mag coming out, and the click and the clack. It all sounds perfectly like what an actual weapon would sound like in real life. It is nowhere near what some of the sounds are in other games. The other games are horrible compared to this game. This
Make sure
game
you wear headphones.
Do that. You'll love it. It goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
But all up, with my final thoughts for The Last of Us Part 2, there's only one word I would really say for this game. I've used it a couple times. I think the game is rich. It's rich in character, it's rich in story, it's rich in its visuals, its music, its sound, and its experiences and its capabilities of teaching you. I can't go any further than saying that this is a game that you have to play. This is a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
High score. I'll add on to that this is a game you must play. Don't believe what the reviews say. This is Naughty Dog's magnum opus. I actually find it hard. I know we've talked about this before. I know we're going to find it hard for something to take this off the podium for me.
For you, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see.
There's still a couple of games coming, towards the end of the year. But yeah, this to me was... it's like I've lived all my life to play this game. It's just strange. Like, it's the way it takes you on a journey from start to finish. It's like this
tickled Dan in every way.
It did.
He was like and then crying at the same time.
The best way I can put it is, if you've got a show, say on Netflix or something like that, and you've binge watched, this is exactly that.
This is like the good shows though, not like the ones that this is like your Breaking Bads and your True Detectives.
Pretty much.
Not
perfect.
Not your trash.
This is well done to the Naughty Dog team. You deserve more praise,
way more praise than what you're.
I'm giving it a 10.
10, big score.
Yeah,
big score.
That's
for
my
big
first
boy.
10.
The only reason why it didn't get a 10 for me is I got a thing for God of War, but we'll go into that for another review. So you've been listening to Neon Radio. We just reviewed Last of Us Part 2. Go and subscribe and check out Spoil Radio Podcast. That's where you can get our uncensored content.
Pretty much. All the swear words.
Yeah, all the cussing. And there's a really long Last of Us Part 2 review. It's like an hour, 50 minutes. Yeah. So go listen to that as well. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
And lights out.